To understand why Doctor Doom could already be influencing the MCU, we first need to understand who he is and why he's the ultimate villain for Marvel's next chapter. Victor Von Doom isn't just another bad guy. He's not a cosmic conqueror like Thanos, driven by a warped sense of balance, nor is he a trickster like Loki, thriving on chaos for chaos's sake. Doom is something far more complex and far more terrifying. He's a genius scientist, a master sorcerer, and a dictator who rules with an iron fist. He's a man who believes he's the only one capable of saving the world, by controlling it. In the comics, Doctor Doom is a central figure in Marvel's biggest events. He's the architect of Secret Wars, where he steals the power of the Beyonders and reshapes reality into a world called Battleworld, ruling as its God Emperor. He's outsmarted gods in Infinity Gauntlet, manipulated time and time runs out, and even defeated cosmic entities like the Celestials. Doom doesn't just fight heroes, he challenges the very fabric of existence. His intellect rivals Tony Stark's, his sorcery matches Doctor Strange's, and his ambition dwarfs any villain we've seen in the MCU so far. So why is Doom the perfect villain for the MCU's Multiverse saga? First, the Multiverse saga is building toward Avengers, Secret Wars in 2027, a story where Doom plays a pivotal role in the comics. Unlike Kang, who's been positioned as a multiversal threat, Doom's motivations are deeply personal. He's driven by ego, revenge, and a twisted sense of duty. Kang wants to conquer timelines. Doom wants to rule reality itself. This makes him a more grounded yet infinitely more dangerous foe. Second, Doom's versatility makes him a threat on every level. He can challenge Tony Stark with technology, Doctor Strange with magic, and Captain America with leadership. He's not limited to one battlefield. In a saga where science and mysticism are colliding, think Loki's TVA and Moon Knight's gods, Doom is the one villain who can navigate both worlds effortlessly. But here's the kicker. What if Marvel isn't waiting to introduce Doom? What if he's already here, operating in the shadows, laying the groundwork for his takeover? The MCU has a history of planting long-term seeds. Thanos was teased in the Avengers years before Infinity War. What if Doom's presence is even subtler, woven into the fabric of the MCU from the very beginning? Consider this. Doom doesn't announce his plans with a fleet of ships or a glowing gauntlet. He manipulates. He schemes. He uses proxies, governments, organizations, even heroes to do his bidding. Could the chaos we've seen across the MCU, from terrorist groups to multiversal cracks, be part of his grand design? Let's start at the beginning and see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Let's rewind to 2008, to the movie that started it all, Iron Man. The MCU's first film isn't just Tony Stark's origin story. It might also be the first hint of Doctor Doom's influence. Early in the film, Tony is captured by the Ten Rings, a terrorist group using advanced weaponry. At first glance, this seems like a straightforward setup for Tony's transformation into Iron Man. But look closer. There's a blink and you'll miss it detail that raises questions. During Tony's captivity, we see the Ten Rings arsenal. Some of the weapons and tech don't bear the Stark Industries logo. They look different. Fans have pointed out that certain designs, angular, utilitarian, almost proto-futuristic, resemble Eastern European aesthetics. In the comics, Latveria, Doom's homeland, is known for its advanced, almost alien technology. Could these weapons be early prototypes from a Latverian arms network? Now this might sound like a stretch, but hear me out. The Ten Rings organization is never fully explained in Iron Man. Initially, they're tied to the Mandarin, but Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings reveals the group has a much broader international reach. What if the Ten Rings were partially funded or supplied by a young Victor Von Doom, testing his tech in global conflict zones? Doom's modus operandi in the comics is to operate through proxies. He funds wars, manipulates governments, and seeds chaos to destabilize his enemies. In Iron Man, the Ten Rings attack on Tony serves a dual purpose. It weakens Stark Industries, a major tech rival, and tests Doom's own weaponry in a real-world scenario. Who benefits from this? Not just the Ten Rings, but someone higher up the food chain, someone like Doom. Let's take it further. Doom is obsessed with power and control, much like Tony Stark. But where Tony seeks redemption, Doom seeks domination. What if Tony's arc in Iron Man, building the first suit in a cave, mirrors Doom's own early experiments in Latveria? Both are geniuses forging revolutionary tech under pressure. Could Doom have been watching Tony from afar, studying his rival, waiting for the right moment to strike? This theory gains traction when you consider Doom's long-term goals. He doesn't just want to defeat his enemies, he wants to surpass them. By supplying the 10 rings, Doom could have been testing Stark's resilience while quietly building his own empire. The chaos in Iron Man isn't random. It's the first move in a chess game that spans the entire MCU. So, were those weapons in the 10 rings arsenal really just random? Or were they the first clue that Dr. Doom was already playing the long game? Let's move forward and see if this pattern continues. Fast forward to Captain America, the first Avenger. Set during World War II, this film introduces Hydra, a Nazi splinter group with advanced technology and mystical ambitions. But there's a subtle detail that might connect this story to Dr. Doom: the geography of Hydra's operations. During a war room scene, Allied forces are mapping Hydra's bases across Europe. The map shows several marked locations, but there are also unmarked zones in Eastern Europe. Fans have pointed out that one of these areas aligns almost perfectly with where Latveria is located in Marvel Comics, a small fictional nation bordered by Serbia, Romania, and Hungary. Could this be an early nod to Latveria's existence in the MCU? Let's dig deeper. Hydra, led by Johann Schmidt and Arnim Zola, is experimenting with tech far beyond the 1940s. They're using the Tesseract, an Infinity Stone, to power weapons, but they're also dabbling in mysticism. The Red Skull's obsession with Norse mythology and ancient artifacts mirrors Dr. Doom's own interests in the comics. Doom is a scientist, yes, but he's also a sorcerer who seeks out magical relics to enhance his power. Could a young Victor Von Doom, perhaps not yet the masked tyrant we know, have been involved with Hydra's early experiments? Here's a theory. Latveria, as a small Eastern European nation, would have been caught in the crossfire of World War II. Hydra's presence in the region could have given a young Doom access to their tech and resources. In the comics, Doom's origin involves a tragic childhood and a hunger for knowledge. What if he infiltrated Hydra, not as a loyalist, but as an opportunist? He could have stolen their secrets, studied the Tesseract's energy, and begun his own experiments in Latveria. This fits Doom's character perfectly. He's a parasite of power, inserting himself into global conflicts to advance his own agenda. Hydra's downfall in the first Avenger could have been the perfect opportunity for Doom to seize control of their abandoned assets in Latveria, laying the foundation for his future empire. But there's another layer. The Tesseract's mystical properties might have caught Doom's attention. In the comics, he's obsessed with cosmic artifacts like the Infinity Stones. Could Doom have been tracking the Tesseract's movements, waiting for the right moment to claim it? Even if he didn't appear on screen, his influence could have been felt in Hydra's ambitions, subtly shaping the MCU's early conflicts. So, was that unmarked zone on the map just a coincidence? Or was it the first hint that Latveria and Dr. Doom were already part of the MCU's history? Let's see how this theory evolves in the next phase. Now we arrive at Avengers, Age of Ultron, where the clues start to pile up. This film introduces Sokovia, a fictional Eastern European nation ravaged by war and political instability. Sound familiar? Sokovia shares striking similarities with Latveria, Dr. Doom's homeland. Both are small Eastern European countries. Both are scarred by conflict. And both are populated by people who feel abandoned by global superpowers. Could Sokovia be more than it seems? Could it be the proto-Latveria we've been waiting for? Let's break it down. In Age of Ultron, Sokovia is the battleground for the Avengers' fight against Ultron. The city is decimated, and by the end of the film, Sokovia is practically erased from the map. Entire cities are lifted into the sky and destroyed. Thousands are displaced. The Sokovian Accords are introduced in Civil War, but we never hear about what happens to Sokovia itself. Who takes control of the territory? What government steps in? Where do the survivors go? This is where Dr. Doom enters the picture. In the comics, Doom rises to power by exploiting chaos. He promises order, security, and prosperity to a desperate populace. The destruction of Sokovia creates the perfect power vacuum for someone like Doom to step in. Imagine this. A young, charismatic Victor Von Doom arrives in the ruins of Sokovia. He offers advanced technology to rebuild. He provides protection with his own private army, and he rallies the people under a new banner, Latveria. This theory is bolstered by the timeline. Age of Ultron takes place in 2015. By the time we reach Spider-Man Far From Home, 2019, or WandaVision, 2023, there's no mention of Sokovia. It's as if the nation has vanished or been rebranded. What if Doom spent those years consolidating power, transforming Sokovia's ashes into Latveria's foundation? But let's go deeper. The events of Age of Ultron might not just be the aftermath of Doom's plans. They could be the result of his manipulation. Ultron's creation is tied to Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, but the Mind Stone, which powers Ultron, is a cosmic artifact. Doom, with his interest in both science and mysticism, would have been drawn to it. Could he have influenced Hydra's experiments with the Mind Stone, indirectly leading to Ultron's birth? And then there's Baron Strucker, the Hydra leader in Sokovia. Strucker's experiments on Wanda and Pietro Maximoff feel like something Doom would approve of, blending science and mysticism to create superhumans. In the comics, Doom often works with Hydra before betraying them. What if Strucker was a pawn, funded or guided by Doom to test the Mind Stone's potential? The destruction of Sokovia also serves Doom's larger goals. It turns the world against the Avengers, as seen in Civil War. Doom thrives in a world where heroes are divided and governments are unstable. By watching Sokovia burn, Doom could have been setting the stage for his own rise, knowing the Avengers would take the blame. So, was Sokovia's fall just a tragic accident? Or was it the perfect opportunity for Dr. Doom to build Latveria from its ruins? Let's see how this connects to another major MCU player, Black Panther, and Black Panther. Wakanda Forever. Introduce Wakanda, a technological and cultural powerhouse that's been hidden from the world for centuries. But from Dr. Doom's perspective, Wakanda isn't just a nation, it's a threat. In the comics, Doom has a long-standing rivalry with Wakanda, particularly with T'Challa. He's tried to steal vibranium, infiltrate Wakanda's borders, and undermine its leadership. Could the MCU be setting up this rivalry in subtle ways? Let's start with Black Panther. Wakanda's reveal as a tech superpower sends shockwaves through the global stage. For someone like Doom, a nationalist and a genius who believes Latveria should dominate the world, Wakanda's existence is a direct challenge. Its vibranium-based technology surpasses anything Doom could create without access to the same resources. In the comics, Doom's jealousy of Wakanda drives him to extreme measures. Could he be plotting something similar in the MCU? Now, let's look at Wakanda Forever. The film introduces Talokan, Namor's underwater kingdom, which also has access to vibranium. Early in the movie, a vibranium mining ship is attacked in the ocean, an act attributed to Namor. But the attack feels oddly precise, almost as if someone else knew the ship's location and vulnerabilities. Could Doom have leaked this information to pit Talokan against Wakanda? This fits Doom's strategy perfectly: divide and conquer. By manipulating two vibranium-powered nations into conflict, Doom weakens both while positioning Latveria as a neutral third party. In the comics, Doom often uses diplomacy as a weapon, forging alliances only to betray them. What if he's been watching Wakanda and Talokan, waiting for the right moment to strike? There's another clue in Wakanda Forever. The global powers, led by figures like Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, are desperate to seize Wakanda's vibranium. This scramble for resources creates chaos, exactly the kind of environment Doom thrives in. Could Val be unknowingly working for Doom? In Thunderbolts, Val is assembling a team of anti-heroes, and her motives are unclear. Doom has a history of funding rogue groups to destabilize his enemies. What if he's using Val to weaken Wakanda while keeping his hands clean? Let's take it further. Vibranium isn't just a metal, it's a mystical resource with ties to the ancestral plane. Doom, as a sorcerer, would be fascinated by its properties. In the comics, he studied vibranium to enhance his armor and weapons. Could he be researching ways to steal or replicate it in the MCU? The attack on the mining ship might have been a test, a way to analyze vibranium's weaknesses. So, was the attack on Wakanda's ship really just Namor's doing? Or was Dr. Doom manipulating events to spark a war between two of his biggest rivals? Let's explore how Doom might be playing with even bigger forces. The multiverse is the backbone of the MCU's Phase 4 and 5, and no films crack it open quite like Spider-Man, Far From Home, and Spider-Man, No Way Home. But could Doctor Doom be lurking behind these multiversal disruptions? His mastery of science and sorcery makes him the perfect candidate to exploit the multiverse's chaos. Let's investigate. In Far From Home, Mysterio uses advanced holographic tech to create illusions, fooling Peter Parker and the world. This feels eerily similar to Doom's tactics in the comics, where he combines technology and deception to outsmart his enemies. While Mysterio is revealed to be a disgruntled Stark Industries employee, his tech is suspiciously advanced. Could he have acquired it from a third party, say, a Latverian arms dealer? Doom has a history of supplying tech to villains, only to use them as pawns. Was Mysterio an unwitting agent of Doom's early multiversal experiments? Now, let's jump to No Way Home. Doctor Strange's spell to erase Peter Parker's identity goes horribly wrong, tearing open the multiverse and pulling in villains from other realities. At first, this seems like a mistake caused by Peter's interference. But what if there was another force at play? In Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we learn that tampering with multiversal spells can cause incursions, events where realities collide, destroying one or both. This concept comes straight from the Secret Wars comics, where Doctor Doom is a key player. Doom's knowledge of sorcery makes him one of the few characters capable of manipulating a spell like Strange's. In the comics, he's worked with magical artifacts and multiversal energies to reshape reality. Could he have subtly influenced the spell's failure, knowing it would destabilize the multiverse? The villains who cross over, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, create chaos that weakens Earth's heroes, giving Doom the perfect opportunity to study the multiverse's mechanics. There's another layer to consider. The multiverse's cracks expose the fragility of reality, a theme central to Secret Wars. In the 2015 comic, Doom creates Battleworld by stitching together fragments of destroyed universes. The MCU's multiversal chaos feels like a prelude to this event. If Doom is already active, he could be collecting data on incursions, preparing to seize control when the time is right. So, was the multiverse's collapse in No Way Home really just an accident? Or was Doctor Doom pulling strings to set the stage for his ultimate plan? Let's see how this ties into the MCU's mystical shift. Phase 4 of the MCU leans heavily into mysticism, introducing Egyptian gods in Moon Knight and interdimensional energies in Ms. Marvel. This shift from science to magic is significant because it aligns perfectly with Doctor Doom's skill set. As a sorcerer trained in the arcane arts, Doom thrives in a world where mystical forces are awakening. Could he be manipulating these events from the shadows? In Moon Knight, we're introduced to the Egyptian gods and their avatars, particularly Khonshu and Ammit. The artifacts tied to these gods, like the scarab in Ammit's tomb, are ancient and powerful, exactly the kind of relics Doom seeks in the comics. Doom has a history of hunting magical objects to enhance his abilities. Could he have been tracking the scarab hoping to harness the god's power for himself? There's another clue in Moon Knight. Arthur Harrow, the villain, is obsessed with Ammit's vision of a purified world. This authoritarian mindset mirrors Doom's own philosophy, peace through control. While Harrow is defeated, his cult-like following suggests a broader movement. Could Doom have been an unseen benefactor, using Harrow as a test subject to study divine magic? Now let's look at Ms. Marvel. Kamala Khan's bangle unlocks her connection to the Noor dimension, a mystical realm with ties to the multiverse. The bangle's origins are vague, described as an ancient artifact. In the comics, Doom often seeks out relics like the Cosmic Cube or the Ultimate Nullifier. Could Kamala's bangle be part of a larger set of artifacts Doom is hunting? Its multiversal properties would make it a prime target for someone plotting to control reality. The rise of mysticism in the MCU also signals a shift in the balance of power. Science-based heroes like Tony Stark are gone, leaving room for magical threats. Doom, with his dual mastery of tech and sorcery, is uniquely positioned to exploit this new landscape. He could be awakening these mystical forces, not to worship them, but to bend them to his will. So, are these mystical awakenings random? Or is Doctor Doom orchestrating them to build his arsenal of power? Let's see how this connects to the multiverse's ultimate battleground, Loki. Season 1 and 2 introduced the Time Variance Authority, TVA, a bureaucratic organization tasked with pruning timelines to preserve the sacred timeline. But whose agenda does the TVA really serve? While Kang, or He Who Remains, is presented as the mastermind, there's evidence to suggest Doctor Doom could be a hidden player in this multiversal power struggle. In Loki Season 1, the TVA's castle at the end of time, where He Who Remains resides, bears a striking resemblance to Castle Doom in certain comic panels. Its gothic architecture, isolated location, and ominous presence feel like a deliberate nod to Doom's aesthetic. Could this be an early tease of Doom's headquarters, disguised as Kang's domain? Let's explore the theory. In the comics, Doctor Doom and Kang are bitter rivals, often clashing over control of time and space. Kang seeks to dominate timelines, while Doom seeks to reshape reality itself. The TVA's mission to prune timelines benefits someone who wants a single, controllable reality. And that sounds a lot like Doom. What if He Who Remains was a front, a puppet installed by Doom to maintain order until he's ready to take over? The events of Loki Season 2 complicate this. Loki's sacrifice stabilizes the multiverse, but it also exposes its fragility. Incursions are happening, and realities are colliding. This is exactly the kind of chaos Doom thrives in. In the Secret Wars comics, Doom exploits a collapsing multiverse to create Battleworld. The MCU's Multiversal War could be setting up a similar scenario, with Doom and Kang as the key players. There's another clue in the TVA's technology. The time sticks and TemPads are advanced beyond anything we've seen in the MCU. Doom, with his expertise in tech, could have designed or influenced their creation. In the comics, he's built time machines and multiversal devices. Could the TVA's tools be Latverian in origin, repurposed for Kang's use? So, is the TVA really Kang's creation? Or is Doctor Doom the true puppet master, using the multiverse's chaos to build his empire? Let's look at how this might play out in the MCU's future. The MCU's upcoming projects, Thunderbolts and Armor Wars, promise to explore rogue nations, stolen technology, and power struggles. These themes align perfectly with Doctor Doom's playbook. As a dictator who commands a private army and steals tech to enhance his power, Doom could be a central figure in these stories. Let's speculate on how he might fit in. Thunderbolts centers on a team of anti-heroes assembled by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Val's motives are murky, and her willingness to manipulate suggests she's working for a larger agenda. In the comics, Doom often funds rogue groups to test his enemies. Could Val be a proxy for Doom, using the Thunderbolts to destabilize global powers? Latveria could be financing the team, supplying them with tech to rival the Avengers. So, are these tech conflicts just random? Or is Doctor Doom funding the chaos to weaken his enemies? Let's see how the comics might predict his MCU arc. The comics offer a blueprint for how Doctor Doom could dominate the MCU. In stories like Secret Wars 2015, Doom becomes God Emperor, ruling a patchwork world called Battleworld. He achieves this by exploiting a collapsing multiverse, a scenario the MCU is clearly building toward. With Avengers. Secret Wars set for 2027, Doom's introduction is inevitable, but the clues suggest he's already here. In the comics, Doom rises in power vacuums. The MCU's current state, no Avengers, global unrest, multiversal threats, mirrors this perfectly. Projects like Fantastic Four 2025 will likely introduce Doom as the Fantastic Four's nemesis, but his influence could predate that. The comics show Doom manipulating events years in advance, using proxies to weaken his enemies. The MCU's chaos could be his handiwork. Another comic trait is Doom's rivalry with heroes like Reed Richards and T'Challa. In Fantastic Four, we'll likely see his feud with Reed, but his conflict with Wakanda may already be simmering. The Vibranium Wars in Wakanda Forever feel like a precursor to this. Doom's obsession with surpassing his rivals could drive him to target Wakanda's resources. Finally, the comics emphasize Doom's duality. He's not just a villain. He's a tragic figure who believes he's humanity's savior. This complexity makes him a perfect foil for the MCU's heroes, who are grappling with their own flaws. If Marvel is planting clues, Doom's reveal will be a game changer, recontextualizing the entire saga. So, is the MCU's chaos random? Or has Doctor Doom been shaping it from the start, waiting for his moment to strike? Let's tie it all together. The MCU has been dropping clues about Doctor Doom for years, hiding them in plain sight. From the mysterious tech in Iron Man to the unmarked zones in Captain America, the first Avenger, from Sokovia's fall in Age of Ultron to Wakanda's struggles in Black Panther, the evidence is mounting. The multiversal chaos in Spider-Man, No Way Home and Loki, the mystical awakenings in Moon Knight and Ms. Marvel, and the tech conflicts in Thunderbolts and Armor Wars. All of these could be part of Doom's grand plan. Here's the theory in a nutshell. In Iron Man, Doom may have supplied the Ten Rings with Latverian tech, testing his weapons while weakening Stark Industries. In Captain America, Latveria's wartime roots hint at Doom's early experiments with Hydra's resources. Age of Ultron's destruction of Sokovia creates the perfect opportunity for Doom to build Latveria. Black Panther sets up Doom's rivalry with Wakanda, with vibranium as his ultimate prize. Spider-Man and Loki suggest Doom is manipulating the multiverse, preparing for secret wars. Moon Knight and Ms. Marvel show Doom's interest in mystical artifacts. Thunderbolts and Armor Wars could reveal Latveria as a rising power. Dr. Doom doesn't shout his plans from the rooftops. He whispers, he manipulates, and he's patient. If these clues are real, he's been orchestrating the MCU's chaos from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to step into the light. With Fantastic Four and Avengers, secret wars on the horizon, that moment may be closer than we think. So, what do you think? Has Marvel been teasing Dr. Doom this entire time? Have we been watching a shadow war unfold in the background of every MCU movie? Or are these clues just coincidences, stretched to fit a wild theory? Drop your thoughts and your own Doom theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're just scratching the surface of Marvel's biggest secrets, and there's so much more to explore. Share this video with your fellow MCU fans, and let's start a conversation. What other clues have you spotted? Could Doom already be among us, disguised as a character we've already met? And remember, in the MCU, nothing is ever just a coincidence, especially when Dr. Doom is involved. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.